Hey guys, we are here with the 2025 GR Corolla Premium with the 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, before you guys click away, I want to tell you guys that this GR Corolla is the best daily driver for enthusiasts and why the 2025 is the best GR Corolla year aside from the GRMN that isn't even out yet. So for 2025, we have a revised front bumper. This front bumper loses the fog lights, and instead we have these gaping grills and holes to allow for more cooling into the system. We have an additional brake cooling duct that is on 2025 model years, and a transfer case duct, and an automatic transmission cooler. Now, these changes are iterative of the previous model years, which is one of the reasons why the GR Corolla is such a fantastic car. Toyota did not just create one car and copy and paste it model year to model year. They saw what enthusiasts and what buyers were facing with each model year, and Toyota has made minor improvements every single model year. So for 2025, probably the biggest improvement that they made is you got the torque bump that the Morizo editions had. From the original 275 pounds-feet of torque, you now have 295 pounds-feet of torque coming from this turbo 3-cylinder. Additionally, you now have rebound springs in the dampers, and that just allows for a little bit more control when hitting those hard impacts. In the rear, you also have new springs and a new sway bar, and both of those just help increase a little bit of stability. You have new suspension bolts for better stability and steering feel, and along with the 2025 model year, you have now variable torque in track mode. This variable torque in track mode helps reduce understeer that was pretty prevalent in the previous model years when you were pushing around track. Now, this is an automatic, and I've been using it as a daily driver, not a track car. But for a daily driver, I think there are very few cars like it for enthusiasts that give you this much emotion and enjoyment. Now, without further ado, let's hop inside, go for a drive, and I can talk to you guys a little bit more about why I think the automatic GR Corolla is the best daily driver for enthusiasts. Now, setting off in the 2025 GR Corolla Automatic. Now, like I said before, the 2025 model year sees a number of improvements that all stemmed from enthusiast wants, things that enthusiasts wanted to see improved upon on the GR Corolla, to eke out better handling, better performance, and Toyota listened. Now, aside from all of these improvements, what's special about the GR Corolla, as of the 2025 model year and early 26s, is that they are all built in the Motomachi factory in Japan. Now, what's so special about this factory? Well, this is the factory where the Takumi master craftsmen are and Takumi experts. These experts are, some of the best that there are. They require over, I believe it was 10,000 hours or 1,000 hours of experience alone to become a Takumi, and you need upwards of 60,000 hours of experience to become a Takumi master. Now, these Takumi craftsmen are the same Takumi craftsmen that built the infamous Lexus LFA. That being said, these master craftsmen have created a Corolla with outstanding build quality. There are, no creaks and rattles in this interior. Granted, it is a 25 model year, and it is currently June of 2026, but there are no cracks and rattles. which I can say that my GR86 had rattles from day one. So the interior and exterior build quality is phenomenal. Now, in terms of quality, a lot of people complain that the GR Corolla is expensive for the interior that you get. But I do believe a lot of those comments are a little bit, out of proportion, blown out of proportion. This is a more, budget-looking interior. It doesn't scream special, but it's still a nice interior. You have, soft touch points over here on the door card. Down here, you have some fake leather stitching down in the by the shifter area. You have fake leather touch points everywhere. Even on the dash up here below where I have the camera mounted, there's this fake leather with stitching around it that it brings it upscaled a little bit. I would have liked to see maybe some contrast stitching. That really would have made it look a little bit poppier. But it is sort of a budget interior, but it is not as bad as people make it out to say. This car is not about the interior. This car is about driving, and it does the driving parts really well. As far as the seats are, this is the premium model. So you have these Alcantara seats, and they're really comfy. I like them a lot. They have the GR logo stitched in the headrest, and I think that's really special. My GR86 doesn't even have that. I do wish that was a little feature that they threw on there. But aside from it looking sort of like a budget interior, everything in here works and is easy to use, which is some of the most important parts about a daily driver. You have physical controls for your climate. Heated seat switches are down here. This being a premium model, this does have the heated steering wheel and the heated seats, which are fantastic during the winter. Even though I'm in Georgia, we do get somewhat cold. I won't say very cold, but it's somewhat cold during the winter, and those are very nice to use. Being an automatic and a premium, we also have lane centering assist, adaptive cruise control, wireless Apple CarPlay, the JBL sound system, which make this car a fantastic daily when you're just trying to crush miles. In terms of ride comfort for a daily, it is not overly stiff at all for a daily. Yes, it is more stiff than your typical SUV, and it will not hold a candle to your BMW and Mercedes counterparts, but the ride is perfectly fine for a daily driver. It is a little bit stiff, but if you're coming from another sports car, if you're an enthusiast, you will not mind it. In terms of road noise, it is there is a little bit of road noise and wind noise that comes in when you're driving over the highway, but that's to be expected from a Corolla. At the end of the day, this is still a Corolla, even though it does not share that many body panels. Now, what about performance? Like I said, this car is a fantastic daily for the enthusiast. You have a very livable interior that has easy to use controls. You have modern technology in here to make your day-to-day life a little bit easier. But why is this the enthusiast choice? Well, it is the performance that you get from this vehicle. Now, this has the 3-cylinder turbo engine that has been in the GR Corolla and GR Yaris for many years now. This little engine has 3 cylinders and puts out 300 horsepower, which is insane values. And you feel it. You get to sense that power. Now, I know that people have dynoed the automatic versus the manual transmission, and the automatic robs some power from the drivetrain. You have some more added drivetrain loss, rather. And from a daily driving perspective, this car is still rapid. It is still much faster than everyday cars. You know, it is still a riot to drive in a straight line and even in the corners. And for a daily driver, you are not looking to seek out, you know, every 10th of a second 0 to 60 or anything like that. You just want a car that is comfortable and still enjoying to drive. And that's what this car brings, is, you know, it does all of the highway commuter stuff amazingly. But when you hop off the highway and you have a fantastic driving road, like we have right over here, it wakes up and has that fizz. Now, I know that the Golf R may be a higher performing hot hatch. It directly competes both in price and performance with the GR Corolla, and at least from a performance standpoint, beats the GR Corolla. But the Golf R kind of loses its fizz that the GR Corolla has. You know, this car feels like special. It has that little bit like it's a little bulldog ready to keep going. And that's what's fantastic about this car, is that when you get it into fantastic driving roads, you are still able to have fun in this vehicle. And I think that's exactly what you need at a daily driver for enthusiasts, is that it has to do all the comfort things really well, but it also has to have that spark, that enjoyment factor, which I think this car does way better than the Golf R does. If you're looking for lap times, if you're looking for that pure engaging experience, yes, the manual is going to be better for you, but this DAT transmission is actually pretty good. You know, when you put it into manual shifting, it's actually a pretty quick transmission. It is not dual clutch fast by any means, but for a regular torque converter, it is plenty fast. Now, even when you're not driving this car in manual mode, the transmission tuning is something that I actually really appreciate from Toyota. It is not constantly trying to find, oh, what's the highest gear I can put you in, but rather, what gear can I put you in that will give you the best power output, at least under braking, I'll say. If you are just constant accelerating, the car will act like a normal automatic transmission and put you in the highest gear for fuel economy. However, if you start stepping on the brakes, the car will then start downshifting. The car will find, okay, he's slowing down. What is the low gear that we can put you in that will let you get up to speed quickly again? And it's not a slow shift. You're going to have pretty high rev matches in this car that typically you don't see, especially in the GR86. The GR86's automatic transmission tuning is horrible, but in this car it's actually really good, and I really enjoy it. Now, these are sort of just my thoughts living with the vehicle. You may think differently than me, but if you are at all considering a hot hatch automatic for a daily driver, I think the GR Corolla is the answer for you. If you're looking for a GR Corolla for a daily driver, I believe the automatic is the answer as well. Unless you really don't mind, or you live in an area where daily driving a manual isn't a big pain in the ass. I live in Atlanta, where we have pretty nuts traffic, and driving a manual in that is just something I don't want to do personally. If you do it, great for you, but an automatic makes more sense for me and my lifestyle. Let me know what you guys think about the GR Corolla down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.